Hey Leo, happy birthday to you all, and to all of you that will celebrate your birthday in the first half of August. What I've decided to do going forward is, instead of always starting with the first sign, which is Aries, I have decided to do like some other readers and start with the birthday sign, the particular sign that we are in or going into in that month, okay? Because I know for different reasons some months I don't always complete the 12 signs, and it then starts to become unfair for certain signs who are nearer the end that tend to miss out. So this month, as we are in the sign of Leo, you will get your reading first, okay? So once again, a happy birthday to all of you, and I hope you have a fabulous time celebrating your special day. Also this month, I'm doing the week by week with 2 cards, like I've done over the last month or so. And I'm using the Whispers of Love, which I have pulled one of those for you. And recently I was given some new tarot cards. The cards themselves are not new, but they were given to me. And one of the decks, it's little cards like this that have a simple message on them. And I've pulled one of those for you as well. So Leo, the first week you have the Lovers, and underneath there you have the 7 of Pentacles. Now, the Lovers card can talk about a relationship. Sometimes it can be the predictor of a relationship, but in this case I feel we're talking about a relationship that you're already in, okay? And the Lovers card, it can be about a commitment to a crucial decision here. A commitment maybe to, how far do I want to go with this relationship? How committed am I to this person or to this relationship? Sometimes as well, the Lovers card, especially in the upright, can talk about if there's been certain issues going on between you and this other person, that these issues or conflict are now going to be fully resolved. But how they're going to be resolved obviously can be different for all of you. Now, with the 7 of Pentacles, again, it talks about how we've come so far and we've put emotions, feelings, love, time, effort, maybe finances as well into this relationship. But we get to a point now where we start to think, should we invest any more of those things? Are we going to get a return on what we've invested? So for those that this is resonating with, you may feel that to a certain degree you're at a bit of a crossroads. A bit of a crossroads in terms of whether you want to continue in this relationship. And that, I feel, is where your crucial decision lies. Now, the second week, we have the Ace of Cups here. And we have the 4 of Swords. Now, when everybody sees the Ace of Cups, they automatically think, that must mean new love, new feelings, somebody new coming into our lives. But the thing we need to remember with the Ace of Cups is there's only one cup there at this stage. And what this Ace of Cups is talking about new feelings, new emotions, a change in feelings and emotions, that, you know, that there is that potential there. But think of it this way. If you're in a relationship and you're not happy and you leave that relationship, then that is going to bring a change in your emotions. And it may be at that point that you start to feel, you know, emotionally, I want to say fulfilled, but it's not the correct word, but that's the word that came into my head. But, you know, where there is this change, but it's a change in your emotions, not in two people's. Now, the Four of Swords underneath is often talks about needing a time out. If you notice in the background, there are these three swords. And to get to the Four of Swords, we had to have come from the Three of Swords. And the Three of Swords can talk about heartbreak and sadness. So, you know, we get to the Four of Swords that talks about how we've gone through, or we've been going through something that's caused us some mental stress and anguish here. There is this potential here for a change in our emotions with that Ace of Cups. But maybe in order to get that, we're going to need to take a time out. This reading for me is obviously talking about those of you that are in a relationship that, yes, you may love one another. There may be strong feelings there for one another, but there's most definitely conflict and tension. Moving into week 3, we have the Two of Cups and we have the Death card. Now look, the Two of Cups then can talk about two people. The Two of Cups, it is said, doesn't always have to be talking about a personal relationship. But in this instance, again, with the Lovers being, you know, our first card, I feel that the Two of Cups is talking about that. So we're talking about this relationship now. The Two of Cups, it can talk about two people that have given this cup of love to each other. And in that cup, you know, we may see a bit of ourselves. You know, we're offering the same things to each other. Respect, kindness. Underneath it, we've got the Death card. Now, the Death card does talk about endings. But with every ending, there's a new beginning. Now, before I get to the last two cards, when I looked at these cards before I started to record, I kind of got two scenarios here. The first scenario I got is that for some of you, this is talking about a relationship coming to an end. But for others of you, it is talking about how in order for this relationship to continue, there is going to have to be change. Because the Death card, with every ending, there's a new beginning, okay? But the Death card can talk about these changes coming through. If we can put an end to conflict, to the issues, if we can resolve those, then we can have a new beginning here. It may require a time out. It may require a need for you to separate so you can think more clearly, so you can clear your head. so you can both work out what it is you truly want from each other. Sometimes time apart makes us realize how much we want the other person, how much we do miss them and love them. Your last two cards, Five of Cups and the Empress. Sometimes for me, when I see the Five of Cups, it is one of those cards that makes me think, has there been a third party here? Either from your side or your partner's side. That's not going to be for all of you, okay? But for some of you, that could be the case. For others of you, the Five of Cups, it does talk about something that's been lost here. It's emotional. It affects our emotions. It's making us feel sad. The issue is, though, is that we are focusing very much on what has been lost. There is still two cups here. And we need to now turn around and start to focus on those two cups. The Empress talks about the birth of something new here. She is the creator. The Empress can talk about pregnancy. Maybe for some of you, this could have to do with fertility issues. It may be for some of you, and I hate to say this, but sadly it may be to do with how there may be some issues in terms, or have been issues in terms of conceiving, or there may have been a loss when it comes to, birth and children. It just may be that there is something that has taken place in this relationship that has caused this sadness. And that can be very different for all of you. So like I said, I feel we've got two scenarios here. We've got one scenario for some of you that, I feel that the main scenario is the same, that we're talking about a relationship here where there's been some sadness, maybe some heartbreak, there's been conflict issues. There's going to be a change in your feelings and your emotions. For some of you, that is going to be in terms of wanting this relationship to work, giving it a second chance. Maybe starting from scratch again with this relationship, like the birth of a new relationship between you both. For others of you, it could talk about the relationship coming to an end. And it may very well see you focusing very heavily, if this Five of Cups is talking about an ending for you, focusing very much on the end of this relationship. For some of you, it may be that the relationship is going to come to an end and there is this potential new relationship with this Two of Cups. That there is somebody else that is already around you, that you have the potential to be in a new relationship with, but it's going to mean the ending of another relationship. That again is something else that's come into my mind now. But with the Empress being there, as I said, the birth of something new, that is a card of positivity. This Five of Cups up here, we've got to stop focusing on what has been lost. And we've got to embrace what we still have. Your message from Whispers of Love. Love who you are. You are a divine and wonderful person, deserving of all the wonderful things that life has to offer. So, that is a message that we all need to pay attention to. That we all need to love who we are. Flaws and all. Your message from these little cards that I've been given, strangely enough, is birth. Which teams up very nicely with the Empress card. So for some of you, yes, maybe we could be talking about literally giving birth. But for the majority, this is going to be the birth of something new. Either a rebirth in a relationship or possibly a birth of a new relationship. Okay, Leo, that is your message. Thank you so much for watching, and once again, a happy birthday to all of you. Take care. Bye.